He told reporters that, quote, whoever gets him is a very lucky organization. And he also said he hopes Bieniemy goes to the NFC so he doesn't have to face him as often. If he does get a gig, Bieniemy would be the first African-American hired in this year's coaching cycle. So, Shannon, how disappointing is it that no African-American coaches have been hired, especially Eric Bieniemy? Because we have been talking about him, guys, it feels like for a couple of years now.
It's very disappointing, Skip. 5 of the 7 vacancies have been filled. Only the Eagles and the Texans are left. And the Texans didn't seem interested in EB until Deshaun Watson got upset.
Correct.
Now Deshaun Watson upset and looks like he might be on wanting the way out. Now all of a sudden they want to do a virtual. Now EB was available, Skip, because remember this year was something different. Only one team in each conference got a bye. The Kansas City Chiefs had that bye. That was your opportunity to interview EB. You didn't do it because you had no interest. It wasn't until Deshaun threw a fit, you let it, he said, I'm at a 10. Now all of a sudden, Skip, you see the problem that I have is that what they try to use against EB is that he's not calling the plays. Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, he was the quarterback coach of the Rams. He didn't call the plays, got a head job. Matt Nagy, the head coach of the Bears, he was offensive coordinator under Andy Reid. He did not call the plays, Andy did. Doug Peterson did not call plays.
Did not.
Andy did. John Harbaugh, who's won a Super Bowl, was a special teams coach and later a DB coach, did not call plays. Dan Campbell, hell, is a tight end coach.
Yep.
When has he ever called plays? And about to get the job in Detroit. You see what they did, Skip, here? Is that the NFL didn't want black players until they found out the black players were better than the white ones, and then they couldn't get damn enough of them. The same way in college, they didn't want black players, and then they found out they were better. And then all of a sudden, well, how can't we get enough of them? You look at the search. They had the minority, had it lined up for the Houston Texans. You had 2 minorities as your general manager. They say, forget that. We want the white guy.
They went to an independent.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Here.
Here's your 2 candidates right here. Louis Riddick and the guy, Khan, I think his name is Khan from the Steelers. There's your guy. Oh, that's what y'all got? Oh, forget that. No, we want him. So, Skip, what good is it if they give you the information that you paid for? So, in other words, you just paid probably a couple of $1 million, $500,000 million to go on your own when you know damn well you didn't want to hire the minority anyway. Why you waste your money? Because it's all about show. Everything they do is about the show. Oh, they quote Dr. King and they quote this one, they quote that one, and do absolutely nothing about the hiring diversity, but 75% of the players that play, African-American.
So, by the way, if you ignored the Houston Texans, if they ignored their search firm, you think they're going to hire Eric Bieniemy now?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
And that's why Deshaun going to bounce on them, too. But they're going to learn. And now we got to reward you. The NFL said, we'll reward you if you hire a minority. We maybe give you a 3rd-round pick. Think about it, Skip. I got to reward you for doing the right thing. If kind of like the Emancipation Proclamation, what happens, Skip, is supposed to free the slave.
Yeah, I know.
But guess what they did, Skip? They didn't give the slaves the money. They gave the slave owners the money.
Yeah.
They let the slaves go because we don't want y'all to get upset, so we want to appease you. So what we going to do for doing the right thing, we'll compensate you for doing the right thing. The NFL, look, Skip, Roger Goodell can only do so much. I know Roger. I know him a lot better than you do. I think you've been around him a little bit. But I know Roger. He's a good man. He really is trying. But, Skip, it's hard to tell a man that spent $1 billion, $2 billion, or $3 billion on a franchise who in the hell he should hire. It's just you just can't. I mean, his hands are tied. And they can give you all the lip service they want to about diversity, Skip, but at the end of the day, you're not going to tell me who to hire. But it's sad. It's sad. They can play for you, but you don't want them to be the face of your franchise.
So, to echo everything you just said, I don't find this disappointing. I found it appalling. And I don't know how to fix it for the reason you just gave. College football is appalling to me because they had 13 vacancies. Only 1 went to African-American coach. And that was the Alabama assistant.
It went to Marshall.
So now we're all the way down to Mike Tomlin, Brian Flores.
Robert Saleh did get hired.
Saleh got hired. He's of Lebanese descent. I don't know how you qualify or...
he's Muslim. They discriminate against him, too, so he in there.
All right. And Ron Rivera is from Hispanic background, Mexican-American, I believe. Okay, so that's it. African-American, you're down to 2, right?
Yes.
And I've lived with this through my friend John Wooten. I've been in touch with him this morning. He has, for years and years, run the First Apollo Alliance, overseeing the Rooney Rule, and he's just at wit's end over this because he thought it was heading in 2017 in the right direction. Right. But all of a sudden, the jobs that were gained by African-American coaches, they were not able to keep.
Correct. Including,
finally, your friend who coached the Chargers. Right? Yes. And all of a sudden, you had these vacancies, and they didn't get filled one time by African-American. And what scares me the most is I don't even hear names of young assistants in the pipeline.
Right.
Do you hear names of, that was the whole idea, the concept of the Rooney Rule. You must interview at least one African-American. Now they're trying to make it at least two, but that it just gets...
Hey, come on in here and sit down. We're not going to hire you, but it'll look good.
Skip, Marvin Lewis, you around? Can we get you on Zoom for a second?
Skip, think about Pep Hamilton. Now, Justin Herbert just had the greatest rookie season for a quarterback in NFL history. Ain't nobody mentioned Pep.
No, I haven't heard his name once.
Leslie Frazier. And the thing of it, now Josh McDaniels might get this job. Skip, let me ask you a question. An African-American, they give him to say, you know what, we want you to be our head coach. And on the day of the press conference, you said, nah, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to stay where I'm at. Do you think he'll get another opportunity?
Nope. I hear Todd Bowles' name in relation to the Eagles job. Been a head coach before.
Yes.
Do you think he's got a shot? Probably not. I don't know for sure, but I have a lot of respect for him.
It's probably going to want someone. This is what they do, Skip. We want someone that's going to develop our quarterback, work with our quarterback. You better get somebody that's going to be able to lead a team. Because the quarterback is only one aspect of a team. You better worry about the defense. You better worry about the special teams also. So you better get a leader of men and stop worrying about specifics.
So speaking of the Chargers, you know what really got me? That they hired the crosstown Rams defensive coordinator, Brandon Staley. I don't know that much about him, but he's 38 years of age. Just 4 years ago, in 2016, he was the defensive coordinator at John Carroll University. And you want to talk about a meteoric rise?
That's what they do.
What?
I mean,
what?
Hey, before we can't become the CEO till we 70, but we don't spend 30 years as a janitor. Nothing wrong with being a janitor, but the one guy come in after hey, you look nice. Hey, we're going to put you at VP. Man, this is ridiculous, Skip.
Really?
I mean, EB can't be, come on, Skip. I'm not Skip, who knows? But at least give a guy a chance.
So I got an analogy for you. I went through this with a guy you know very well because he was your first coach, right? Dan Reid.
Dan Reid, yes.
Okay. So I got to know Dan very well, even while I was out here at the LA Times back in my Cub reporter days. And Dan was the constant bridesmaid, so to speak, for every job. He kept coming in second for maybe 8 or 10 jobs. Couldn't get one, but he was only 37 years of age and obviously a white man. Those were the days when, good luck with any African-American.
Oh, you wouldn't get no job. You wouldn't get
no job.
No job.
Okay, so Dan couldn't get a job, and he was afraid that he was the finalist for so many jobs that it would just burn owners out and say, well, he can't get a job. He doesn't deserve our job. Well, finally, your team, the Broncos, said, you know what? We're going to take a job. What was the knock on Dan? Well, he doesn't call the plays because Coach Landry calls the plays. He's just kind of the quarterback coach or whatever. Well, Dan Reid ended up going to 4 Super Bowls. He did not win a Super Bowl, but you know him. He was qualified to be a head coach.
Very qualified. But that's the Skip. That's the knock they need to use against minorities when they don't want to hire you. He doesn't call the plays. Or I heard he interviewed poorly. Skip, how do you interview poorly? You was like, okay, here's the staff I would like to hire. This is the type of offense I like to run. This is the type of defense I like to run. Here's my meeting schedule. This is how I like to do things.
There you go.
How you mess that up unless you talk about the man mama or his wife or something?
I don't know.
How you interview poorly?
I don't know. So Eric Bieniemy is now 51 years of age, so I'm sure some people are saying, well, is he sort of past his time?
You know what it is, Skip? It's kind of like the senior in football or basketball. Hell, if you're that good, why you wait till you're senior in the league? Because you know, normally, Skip, especially in basketball, you one and done. So, the guy at Denver, the Denver head coach right now, I forget it, Vic Fangio. He had to wait to 50, 60 years old to get a job, so it's not too late, but they bull-jiving with EB.
And by the way, Fangio is the one who brought Brandon Staley into the league and fast-tracked him to the head coaching job.
And everybody get fast-tracked except us. We get slow track. Maybe we're on the wrong track. Maybe we're on the right track and just headed the wrong direction. You know, sometimes, Skip, that's the trait. Oh, you're on the right track, but you head the wrong direction.
Because I don't have a great fix.
No, there ain't no fix. The fix is you got to change what's in a man's heart and what's in a man's mind. A guy pays $3 billion for something, he ain't listen to nobody to tell him what to do with it.
You just got to do the Spike Lee Memorial, do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Boy, frustrating. All right, guys. Will Tom Brady have a key disadvantage this weekend? We'll tell you which of his playmakers may miss the game. Don't go anywhere. Reports that the Lions are expected to name Dan Campbell as their next head coach. That leaves just 2 openings. And surprisingly, Chiefs offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy is still available. Andy Reid told reporters that, quote, whoever gets him is a very lucky organization. And he also said he hopes Bieniemy goes to the NFC so he doesn't have to